Okay, hey guys, what's up? It's Steelstar here, and I am playing Kona 2. I really enjoyed the first game, so I look forward to playing this one. I've heard some things about it, but I don't really know storyline-wise how it is. So I only really heard people's opinions about it, not so much what the game entailed. So at least we're going in blind there. So I'm gonna go with Adventurer. It's both an immersive and narrative experience. Here you can decide how much narration. Yeah, we'll do full. I just feel like that gets the whole story better, so we're gonna go with that. Oh, I need to pull up Twitch overlay. Duh. So we're in northern Quebec, Canada.
I must take a moment today to thank the boldness of our government and our shareholders.
William Hamilton built his venture on the ashes of the Second World War. The copper mine he envisioned was ransacking the First Nations' ancestral territories, drawing the wrath of the local people. It definitely took nerves of steel to stay the course, despite all this hostility. Before long, in the face of William Hamilton's cold and uncompromising stance, the petitions and peaceful protests turned into sabotage, vandalism, and other criminal acts. The industrialists' private properties also encountered the wrath of the demonstrations. Carl Faubert, a veteran of the Korean War, was hired from Montreal as a private detective to shed some light on this whole thing. But at the end of his long journey to northern Quebec, the detective did not only encounter property damage, he also came face to face with the corpse of William Hamilton. The strangeness only kept building throughout the investigation. A powerful, unseasonable blizzard hit the region. Bodies frozen in unbreakable ice appeared. The local fauna began to act strangely and aggressively. Carl Faubert began to doubt his own sanity. The detective felt the weight of a gaze, as if he were at the mercy of a powerful, feral creature waiting for the right moment to attack. Carl's fear was taking over, overpowering his reason. He was giving in to delirium. In that instant, he thought that the dark waters of the lake might shield him from the shapes that pursued him. From there, he had a renewed hope in civilization, or whatever was left of it.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Lake Mishaw. Apologize if I'm not saying that right.
Carl knew that on one of these shores stood William Hamilton's lavish mansion, and there the detective had hopes of finding a way out of the area. A phone, a truck, who knows? Under the luxurious paneling and damask carpets, he might be able to find answers to his questions.
What is... Oh. Is that a body?
The detective wondered about the floating debris. Had it drifted out from the shore, or had it been abandoned there in the middle of nowhere?
There's another boat. It's like completely empty. And looks like another one right here. Oh, I'm running into boards. So it was between this and Dead Island 2 that I was gonna start. Obviously I will start Dead Island 2 soon, to play for Twitch.
Carl saw a boat in the distance, clearly piloted by one of his own.
But I try to play one game at a time,
Civilization.
typically.
His hopes were immediately drowned out by the sound of gunshots. Time to flee again, and fast. Carl swam without a thought, yet each stroke was desperate. The icy water and his wounds made him feel weaker and weaker. He had to get to shore.
No. Okay. Something. Wait. I was like, why is he moving up? There's clearly a place that you can get out. Okay.
The bleeding and the hypothermia were tearing at Carl's poor body. When he finally saw a light in the distance, he was filled with a faint sense of hope. Could it be a refuge?
Man, it's gotta be better than out here. Gotta keep moving. We're almost there. Note from Charles. Flashlight. Richard, we missed each other again. I slipped the money under the door. When you are finished with the delivery, just leave the key in the gazebo, same place as usual. I'll be gone for a few hours, but I'll see you next in front of the checkerboard. Be prepared to get your ass kicked. Charles.
The red glow of the flames allowed Carl to see the full extent of his injuries.
Oh. Yeah. I forgot that we used saves here. Did I? Okay, I did. I'm just making sure. Panic.
In the warmth, Carl began to feel the stinging burn of his wounds again.
Locksmith receipt. Maintenance work on gazebo, construction material delivery.
In the warmth, Carl began to feel the stinging burn of his wounds again.
Am I supposed to leave now?
All Carl saw around him was a vast wasteland that would lead him to certain death.
Okay,
The cabin
that's a no.
seemed to be his only refuge.
Oh, first aid.
Once his injuries were treated, Carl suddenly felt very relaxed. A few hours of sleep would be just the ticket.
I need to turn this up on my end. You gonna sleep?
In the warmth, Carl began to feel the stinging burn of his wounds again. In the warmth, Carl began to feel the
he
stinging
want?
burn of his wounds again.
They said he wanted to go to sleep. It keeps closing. Oh, catch it? Now I can really sleep.
In the warmth, Carl began to feel the stinging burn of his wounds again.
I don't... Wait, okay, maybe I can use it again. Okay, I didn't even use it in the first place. That's right. My bad there. Shelter.
Carl struggled to wake up. His makeshift bandages offered him little time. If he wanted to find the truth, he had to get to Hamilton Manor without delay.
Okay. Camera? Holy Road. Okay, Lake Mishaw. I managed to get on a boat and escape from the beast on Lake Mishaw. This lake connects directly with Leech Lake, which surrounds Hamilton's manor. I hope to find people alive there or some way to communicate with the outside world. It's about time this misadventure came to an end. Several boats and debris are floating on the lake, but no sign of the pilots. Armed men are sailing on the lake and seem to be shooting at anything that moves. Who are they? Did they shoot the others? I had to run away and leave all my equipment behind. Who can I trust now? I think we're good. Okay. Close that now. Oh. Blinding.
Carl left his refuge, knowing that he was headed to a more comfortable, but otherwise ominous place. Hamilton's mansion.
Let's hope I go the right way. Oh, it's a wolf. Better not disturb it.
Carl tried to put the horror into perspective. Accidents happen, and in the inhospitable far north, it happens more often than not. Nevertheless, a feeling of déjà vu stayed with him, as if the carnage was not over.
Protective bag, useful to carry radioactive objects.
This kind of lead-lined bag had only one purpose: to contain the radioactivity of an object. Carl picked it up, hoping with all his soul that he would never need to use it. What were these mysterious fragments? And why was there a warning about the broom? This letter raised more questions than it answered for the detective.
Intervention Protocol, Disaster Crisis Contingency, Hamilton Mining Corporation. To the employees of the Emergency Intervention Unit, in case of an explosion or a disruption with the matter. 1. Quickly retrieve the secured box located in your coverage area. 2. With the device, locate the fragments to collect without delay. Beware of the matter's volatility. Under no circumstances should you get close to the broom. Collect the fragments with the mine's usual protocol. The mine's special lab is the only safe place to bring back the fragments. Go this way, I guess. What? Am I supposed to just jump over this? Because you're saying no radiation detected. I'm hoping I can just get it. Yeah, I can get around it. It just is being difficult. Is the mansion? It's the mansion.
This was the mansion of the late William Hamilton. No doubt about it. There was no other rich industrialist in the area to have a sumptuous mansion built in the middle of nowhere.
Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? It's Steelstar here, and today we are playing some Kona Broom. So I had to re-record this voiceover because you can barely hear me because of the music in this game. It's just hella loud. Apologies there. But thank you for joining me. Shelter. The heck? Oh, that's tab. I was wondering what that was. I'm just gonna double check and make sure my sound's up. Wanted to. Ooh, no. I want that. Okay. Yeah, it's up. Okay.
Carl left his refuge, knowing that he was headed to a more comfortable, but otherwise ominous place. Hamilton's mansion.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be there. Wait. I don't even remember what way we came from last time. I guess we'll find out. Because this just looks like, yeah, water. It looks like a whole bunch of nothing. Okay, like I said, a whole bunch of nothing there. Oh shit. Oh shit. I didn't mean to piss him off. Yeah, I'm lost.
Wolves do not generally attack human beings. At least.
I wasn't trying to attack him.
Them first.
Excuse me, sir. I was not trying to attack him. And I don't think I did. He actually attacked me. Okay, sir? Oh, God. I'm so confused. Yes, we will follow map.
tried to put the horror into perspective. Accidents happen, and in the inhospitable far north, it happens more often than not. Nevertheless, a feeling of deja vu stayed with him, as if the carnage was not over. What were these mysterious fragments? And why was there a warning about the broom? This letter raised more questions than it answered for the detective.
Okay, yeah, I remember doing this part, so it just kind of like put me backwards a little bit. But that's okay, I guess.
This was the mansion of the late William Hamilton. No doubt about it. There was no other rich industrialist in the area to have a sumptuous mansion built in the middle of nowhere.
Wow. Walk around porch. Lock from the other side, because it's not going to be that easy.
This letter, found in the cabin, mentioned a gazebo. The key to the mansion would likely be there.
Key of the mansion. Nice. Okay. Is there anything? What is this? Locked from the other side. Okay, that's fine. I was just curious. Hamilton Estates. Built in the 40s, this mansion is proportional to its owner's wealth. The estate is both an impressive achievement and the embodiment of the Americans' excesses that the locals angrily suffer under. A lot of personal effects have been abandoned here, as if everyone had left at the same time. Something bad went down in this place. Several people fled the mansion in a hurry. Someone was entering, arriving, or leaving. When am I gonna get a good picture? Someone was either arriving or leaving. We know this. Okay. Ooh, it's wrecked. Oh, can't open that one? Okay. Rude. That's sad. Not a fan of those rugs, honestly. Anyone fancy a cup of tea? No signal. Oh.
Added to the mayhem was violence. Carl understood that a tragedy had occurred here.
Okay, I wanted me to keep that one. Blood on the counter in the kitchen. Wait. Okay. First aid kit. It's pretty big for a laundry room. Batteries. What's this? Only a few squares are fulfilled. An unfinished
Carl was
crossword
overcome with
puzzle.
a strange emotion. The crossword puzzle was in French, so he guessed it was the work of a Hamilton employee and not Hamilton himself.
Missed appointments. They don't want that either. Just trying. I don't know. Oh. Okay. Seems stuck between the first and second floor. Aim. Cannot be opened. I crouch and like get over there? No. Locked. Oh. More graffiti we're digging too. Bullet holes in the wall. Worth 25 cents. It's a dirty toilet. Locked.
From a simple case of vandalism to a mysterious murder, Carl found himself right in the middle of a battlefield. What could possibly await him now?
Barely used television. Finding Maggie. Crime novel written by William Hamilton's son, Henry. Private Eye Harvey Buck thought he was done with Maggie Sullivan. She'd paid him his fee. He'd handed over shots of her husband cheating on her, but one morning, Peter Sullivan turns up in his office and asks him to find Maggie, his wife, who's been missing for several days. Detective Buck's trademark acerbic humor is on full display in this comical, blood-soaked thriller. His quest, which takes him across the United States and up to Canada, will have readers shivering. From both anticipation and the cold. Originally from Chicago, Henry Astor, formerly known as Henry Hamilton, had his life turned upside down when, at the age of 14, he left the land of his birth with his family to settle in northern Quebec. This turning point in the writer's life confirmed his literary destiny and led him to fully embrace the language of his adopted country. He wrote his first novel, He Had No Name, during his law studies at Université Laval, for Emily Lebrun, who's always been there for me, even through difficult times. No, what? What did... Okay. The Wild Hunt, Hunting and Fishing magazine. White is inching towards defeat. Bookends. Music album by Simon and Garfunkel. Boats collecting dust.
Carl could feel his muscles weakening, his breath wheezing, his body going numb. What was happening to him?
What is going on?
The floor was rocking. The walls seemed to be running from Carl's hands as he tried to steady himself. Something was not right. Carl's thoughts were twisting in his head, making him dizzy.
It's time to stop doing drugs, Carl. On the path he took was a bloody handprint. It's quite real and visible on one of the doors. I want to get all these pictures, but I don't know if I can. Just turned on by itself and that wasn't worthy of picture? In one hallway of the mansion, the radiation detector was triggered and I suffered a dizzy spell followed by various hallucinations. During that brief moment of delirium, I saw a clearly frightened man running from one room to another. On the path he took was a bloody handprint. It's quite real and visible on one of the doors. My detector is leading me further on the other side. I should be careful. The mansion's massive library is filled with books on medicine, rare metals, and neurobiology. Hamilton was also interested in radiation. The central globe seems much more sophisticated than its geography puzzle. Windows of perception, encyclopedia listing psychotropic drugs and their effects on the human mind and body. Trifluoperazine is a typical antipsychotic of the... Okay, these are hard to say. That. It acts primarily as a postsynaptic dopamine receptor blocker. Its properties make it suitable for treating patients who suffer from hallucinations or psychosis. Oh, okay. Somebody has that? I'm guessing? Oh, we're on the other side. Time out. Jazzy record by the Dave Brubeck Quartet. It's a bear. It's like a museum area.
Carl was struggling to move forward. His feet could hardly find their way in front of him. He doesn't know which way he came from or the way he's going. Everything seems to be going in a circle.
They really like bears or
carrying him.
dislike them.
He doesn't know where or how.
Since they have them pinned to the wall and on the floor is a rug, I'd say they don't like them very much. They like them enough to keep as trophies.
Carl suddenly feels like he's waking up, but inside the dream.
Oh, this is confusing.
The cold hits him suddenly, like a bucket of freezing water. Had he completely lost it? Or was he supposed to accept the manor's strange architecture, suddenly leading him to the middle of nowhere? These imposing structures seem to come from the depths of time, or from the moon landing, or even from his own mind, clouded after an afternoon nap.
I imagine eventually I'll get it right. I think I went all the way around. The red one? Okay. Another one blue. Maybe?
The detective had no idea how it worked, but the stones seemed to slide on the rails smoothly as soon as the totem pole was rotated.
Um, okay, wait, I think that one's right. Oh, you have to make them face the right direction. Okay. Green. And that one's fine. This blue one's right here, or whitish one? White. Which way? No. Get in there.
He did not know how or why, but Carl sensed that something in this game had been completed, and now they wanted to lead him to this cabin.
Thanks. Strange letter. We'll be back soon, we'll be back soon, we'll be back soon, we'll be back soon, we'll be back soon.
Corbo had been left all alone, abandoned to his fate. There was no longer anyone to rescue him from the torrent of hatred that swept away his
I need to
life.
turn this up a little bit. Burn pendant. What was engraved on it is no longer visible. Burn picture.
The detective felt like he was sleepwalking, pulled by a larger force towards the light that was calling him, as if it was asking to be set free. The stone that resonated in the room must have been one of the fragments HMC had been seeking. If he isolated it, Carl hoped he might come to his senses. The pulse of the stone invaded Carl's mind, and he felt a strange, dark presence take shape in the air.
Back to the estates. Hello. Can I help you, sir? Odd blue stone.
Carl could make out some trophies here and there that he had seen earlier in what seemed like a dream.
The detector led me into a cave in the back. A peculiar stone was floating, surrounded by a powerful energy and a light fog. I regained consciousness after a one-story fall into the mansion's basement, with this dazed-inducing stone in my hand. One placed in the protective bag, it stopped affecting me. Might as well leave it there for now and resume my investigation. It's creepy. Maniston and its story. Historical book about Maniston. Constructed over the ruins of an outstanding hunting lodge which partly burnt down in 1852, the William Hamilton Mansion is an architectural treasure. Its 1933 construction integrates perfectly the heritage of the place, which is highlighted by an exceptional geographic location. Standing at the base of Mount Iwiwak, the house represents a landmark for the region. You can perceive it up to 3 miles away. Also a powerful lookout point. Apparently its owner, William Hamilton, had it built at this exact location in order to oversee the activities of his copper mine. Indeed, on bright and clear days, the businessman could easily watch over his employees at work. The fourth wonder beyond the 47th parallel, or the fourth wonder. William Hamilton Mansion is worth the drive. The heck? There we go. Did I save it? Yeah, I did. Valve.
The heavy steam made it impossible to get to the staircase. There had to be another way.
No. Pressure is at its maximum. Seems stuck between the first and second floor. We know this.
The whistle slowly dying down like a kettle going out meant only one thing for Carl. Mission accomplished. It had the shape of a wolf, but Carl Faubert knew instinctively that it was not a wolf. That gaze that never left him, that icy blue gaze, was not that of an animal.
Another strange feeling, another beast, a type of wolf, but whitish and almost ghostly. I had to defend myself, but it suddenly disappeared. Am I going crazy? Surely I gotta take a picture of her body, right? Yep. Obviously, I'm not the only one to have come across beasts, but this poor dead woman wasn't as lucky as I was. I'd say so.
Man is wolf to man, said the philosopher.
Diary
Seeing the
of
state of this poor
Emily
woman,
LeBron.
one could only imagine
Home
such
4,
fury,
one of
which would explain
Hamilton's
the barricades
housekeepers.
and the fright that Carl could sense in the chaos of the place. What had happened here was not caused by a man.
We have a new resident at the manor. Jules is his name, an employee of the mine. He's very courteous and not very talkative. He avoids our gaze when we talk to him. His room is unusually clean. This morning I went in to change his sheets and his bed looked as if it had not been disturbed since last week. It is still made exactly the way I had made it. I didn't see a trace of laundry, clean or dirty. He doesn't even have a suitcase. Does he sleep here? Where does he hide at night? I put Charles on the case. He's good at spying. August 18th, 1969. Hamilton's coughing more and more. I caught him hiding a handkerchief full of blood in his pocket the other day at a meeting with some businessmen. I tried to bring tea and was practically chased out of the room. Last night I couldn't resist and kept an eye on Hamilton. He's so skinny, I worry about him. As I approached his room, I heard Jules. I didn't understand what they were saying, but it's an odd time for a formal meeting. Charles's investigation was unsuccessful, by the way. We still don't know what Jules is doing at the manor. Jules's presence at the manor is almost invisible. He's working with Mr. Hamilton on something, but I don't know what. I don't like not knowing. It makes me anxious. September 1970. I was awakened this morning by the sound of broken glass from the living room. It was the work of some vandals. The window is completely broken. They even left graffiti on the garage. Mr. Hamilton was furious. It's the first time in months that I'd seen any vigor coming from him. He said he would hire a detective to find the people responsible. Dude. It's my camera. They don't want me to keep that. They're like, you already got a picture. You don't have to show all the blood marks. Cannot be opened. Can this one? Oh, that one can. We've been in here. Hole in the window suggests that it was broken by a projectile. Another one of those dizzy spells. Following the radiation detector signal, I came to a door that had a strange cold mist seeping out from under it. I was immersed in some kind of dream made up of elements from the mansion and from my last day in Manistan. It all seemed so real. I felt guided by a familiar force. Wrapped inside a paper filled with written insults. Oh. Blocked by snow.
The material damage now seemed quite benign in the face of everything that had happened since his arrival.
I thought they wanted me to get a picture of that, but whatever.
Carl couldn't put his memories in order, but there was a more pressing issue. The decaying mansion had collapsed on top of him, trapping him in the basement.
I awoke this morning to the sound of movers emptying Rachel's private boudoir of all its furniture. The room is now used as a storage area. This is the first thing Mr. Hamilton has done that has even minimally concerned his wife since she left. I wonder if it wasn't prompted by that letter he got from his son. Henry wrote to me as well. He finally found out about Rachel's sad ending. What a great gift for the new year. I received a package this morning from Quebec City. It has a copy of Henry's novel, his very first novel, written in French, and inside the most beautiful gift I have ever received. The book was dedicated to me. I cried over it. I'm already on the 3rd chapter. The boy is like his late mother. He's an artist. This morning, Mr. Hamilton spilled his coffee on some important papers and asked me to do what I could to save them. The papers meant nothing to me, and God knows I'm not a nosy person, but a surge of curiosity led me to look at them anyway. One of them was a bank transfer slip to Mr. Hamilton's personal account. When I saw the amount, I almost screamed. I knew Mr. Hamilton was wealthy, I just had no idea how much. Interestingly, this money came from a foreign account. It was a branch in an Eastern European country. Mr. Hamilton's looking thin and pale. He's working too hard for my taste. He's neglecting his health. I'm worried about him. Some gentlemen in jackets came to the house today and tried to ask about Mr. Hamilton. They were asking about his financial situation. They spoke to me in a very unpleasant tone. I stayed vague. There's another door. Damn.
From the sound of it, whatever had just fallen was monumental in size. Carl Faubert was on edge. Hamilton's room would keep its secrets. A disaster made it impossible to enter. In this boudoir's former glory, you would have seen Lady Hamilton's refinement in every inch of the tapestry. It had become only a shadow of what it once was.
Rachel Esther's diary, the late wife of William Hamilton. Writing seems to be the only thing to do here. I'm disinterested about everything. The beauty of the first instance do not impress me anymore. I only feel the frigid condition of the place making its way deeper and deeper into my bones. William's trying hard for me to forgive him by locking me up in this desert. The workers of the manor just finished the new pearl of the house, a projection room where the best images of me are displayed. Movies scroll down along with my best angles and my best lines. William ignores that. To be confronted by these bright eyes of mine only reminds me that I became a sad shadow of myself. I wonder why this huge room? To see the great actress I once was? For him to enjoy what's left of my image? To forget I'm cooling down in this ice castle? He wants to make me feel guilty for all this sadness that I have, so he uses her. He thinks I'm unaware of what he does. That from the perfumes he carries on himself when he returns home, I don't know about the way their body danced behind my back. Henry is worried about his little mom. About how I get stuck for days, staring at the emptiness. For him, I will have to put up with all this a little bit more. For him, I will hold all of my disappointment back. For him, I will remain silent. For him, I will stop cultivating this anger I feel toward this mine and the silence of the north. Far from the honking cars of Chicago, of the workers shouting in the streets, the crowd screaming my name. I think a lot about my mother these days and how she would be disappointed to the fire of a star like me being put out by such a snowy sky. My fingers are sore from all the work, but I'm not fast enough. I'm afraid the costumes for the lights of our past will not be ready in time, or that they will not be majestic enough. I might need to ask Emily to take me to Henryville in order to get better fabrics. This project is all I am left. The beauty of these costumes will determine who I am. William is very stressed as well. An employee came to deliver a report and never once did the boss lay his eyes on the worker. What could it be? The usual overbearing William seemed shook in front of his subordinate. There was blood in William's chamber pot this morning. I discussed it with him over lunch and asked if he was feeling all right. I noticed how agitated he was all night. His whole body shakes when he coughs, scratching his throat enough to make him bleed. When I saw his chamber pot, I could not help slightly smiling. I immediately regretted this smile. I felt ashamed. Will my nightmare ever end? My project for Emily is moving along really well. I might even finish it before Christmas. She's so sweet and I'm grateful to count on her through this rough patch. I'm so pleased that she's teaching Henry French. His schoolmates can finally understand him and not just those ugly snobs who were brought here by their engineer fathers. I'm relieved. If William knew that his son, a member of the high society, was hearing that worker's dirty tongue, I could only imagine how mad he would get. I live for Henry. His talent with words fulfills me. He knows how to create sentences the way I knew how to use my body to dance. His poetic mind will one day describe beautiful universes. I will give Emily some names of people I know in New York. When the time comes, his talent will be discovered. I hope nothing comes between him and his dreams. Hope he doesn't make the same mistakes as his mother. I suffer from my own reflection in the windows, of the empty sound of my steps in this bedroom, of my own voice when I'm talking to myself. I get nauseous looking at the snow piling up at the base of the mountain. I feel so alone. There's nothing good left of an old and withered actress like me, except for others to remember what it looks like to lose everything. I destroyed the projection screen yesterday. William was so furious I thought he was going to tear down the whole mansion. Or tear apart the whole mansion. Henry ignores me. I'm not even a mother anymore. I wish I could give him all the love I have left. The energy that keeps me alive. It only comes from him, my anchor. But Henry's not there to keep his old mother safe anymore. Henry, I love you. Henry, you are my everything. Never would I leave you if it wasn't that we already lost each other. Well, that's sad. Be careful, my little boy. Life is malicious, always trying to eat every little bit of your soul. Yours will be great and beautiful. Keep fighting. And then August, it says dash 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 for whatever reason. Guessing that's when she died, though.
Looking at these posters, Faubert took the measure of what Rochelle Hamilton had to give up to follow her husband in these barren lands.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I'm supposed to go downstairs. I just went in a circle.
No need to try. Carl would not be able to go through there.
Chloe? What about you? Oh, how did you do? That's good. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Oh. Aw. That's cool. Okay. Yeah. So I see he's having fun. Yes. He had it the other day. He had, I think, yeah, he had it, Tuesday, I think? I, oh. Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't remember him saying a whole lot about it. I, yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Oh, yeah, of course, I like doing it, so. It feels nice to, be able to contribute something. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. You too. Love you too. Bye. Not sure where I go from here. So, wait for these guys, I guess. Oh no. Where is, where's this projection room? Can't even remember. She does. I'll find where I need to go eventually. Um, hey, what's up? It's not it. Oh, nice. Did you finish Silent Hill 2 yet? Oh. What part are you on? Oh, nice. Okay. Gotcha. Keep going in circles. Oh, okay. I know what part you mean. I guess. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. How's that going? It's like the movie, right? Or something? Yeah. Still too soon to tell, maybe? That's good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Oh, nice. I didn't know you needed a new phone. Or did you just get it because you wanted to? Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. Ah, yeah. Oh, why aren't you letting me? Oh, maybe I have too much stuff. Oh, what do you mean? What about me? My gosh, where is this thing at? See if I can grab any. No? Still no. I'm okay, thank you. A little bummed lately, but is what it is. I don't even see. This damn wolf. Oh. Oh, it's the basement, I guess. No, go away. Oh no. This is why these kinds of games make me nauseous, because there's just a lot of moving. Oh, like first person games can make me like get motion sick? I think that's the question you're referring to. Oh, that's not opening. Where's that one place? I get to the basement. is usually like when we don't have any kind of like responsibilities except for, work. Oh no. Oh my goodness, what? Where's the stairs? I'm trying to find like this. Fine, whatever. Okay. There. Wait. Should be there. Why can't I get in there? I thought I got a key for it. Nope. I guess I missed something.
This wolf had a strange appearance, larger than average, and these blue eyes, that icy stare. Carl felt an instinctive terror rise in him.
BLT, or you want
BLT.
make a tomato sub, or they have, you know, these kind of like BLT sandwich with them. Tomato greens, potato.
Chicken bacon ranch. Even though I'm not, I did realize that, you know, like when somebody was telling me like about other bacon, no, it's not. Whatever.
What other
They're,
bacon?
they're bacon.
It's just the
It's
plates
okay,
and the
though.
pre-cooked.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's okay.
Maybe get you one.
Yeah. I got you.
Huh?
Just a few days of renovation work, and you'll finally have your very own projection, my dear. Aren't you going to say anything?
There's nothing to say.
Whatever do you mean?
That road, it's not for me. Nothing has ever been.
Come now, don't speak nonsense. You know I love you.
As much as you love Cynthia,
Who?
I know about her, William. And I'm too weary to care about anything.
You're off your rocker. There is no Cynthia.
Never mind. It doesn't matter.
What you gross for?
I stepped in the full bottle.
Oh, yeah, that's gross.
Huh?
The late
Oh, okay.
Rochelle's diary paints a rather bleak picture of William Hamilton, insensitive, impatient, racist, and borderline violent. If this is how his own wife saw him, his general unpopularity makes sense. Rachel's 1954 entries also mention her husband's health problems. Another one of those waking dreams. I saw Hamilton and Rachel talking in the projector room. She seemed well aware of Cynthia's existence.
Hearing the screeching sound of the elevator, Carl imagined a metal animal trapped in a snare. There had to be a way to release it.
Box of typewriter keys. Mr. Hamilton can be so cruel sometimes. He found Henry's manuscript. A violent argument broke out between the two, and Mr. Hamilton ended up throwing the manuscript into the fire in front of Henry. They almost came to blows. Objects were broken. Henry packed up and left. Rachel, throughout the scene, remained strangely impassive with the same disconnected air that has been hers for several months. Henry promised her that he would come and get her out of here as soon as he could. I thought I saw some emotion in Rachel's eyes, a fleeting glimmer which died immediately. I found no problem, bottle of pills in a trash can. It was Prozac. I think it belonged to Rachel. The bottle was full. More Polaroids of Joseph. This is bordering on obsession. These two seem to have a secret. I caught them talking the other day in the woods, near the garden. Conversation was tense. My heart aches. Mr. Hamilton has had Henry's room turned into a guest room. He puts his business guests in there. All traces of Henry have been erased. It is as if he never existed. I wonder where his belongings are. Probably in the attic. I don't dare go look. I don't know what I'm more afraid of, finding them up there so sadly forgotten, or finding nothing at all. August 9th. One of the yellow police banners blew away and got stuck on the roof of the tower. Joseph still hasn't figured out how to get it unstuck. Every time I look out the window, I see that morbid banner. I haven't been able to write about what happened yet. Henry hasn't been told. I hesitate to write to him. It is not my rule. I would be blamed for it. I was there when they pulled her up. Part of me wanted to watch, but I turned away at the last second. I wanted to keep a nice image of Rachel. The rest of the day we were questioned by the police. I stuck to my story. The day before, Rachel was not feeling well. In fact, for some time she had been spending her days in bed, only coming down to walk in the garden. That morning I found an empty bed. She had vanished in the middle of the night. Again. She wasn't at the cliff. At least we couldn't find her. The police think it was an accident. I suppose it is always possible. Only my heart lets me believe something else. Her misfortune was so great. Here, isolated in the forest, far from all society. Her career abandoned, and her Henry gone to Quebec. I saw Mr. Hamilton give a few bills to the police officers while he was talking to them in the background. He bought their silence, no doubt. Mr. Hamilton refused to hold a funeral for Rachel. He merely erected a small, very modest stele in the garden. It seems to me strangely like Rachel. Very fine, delicate, discreet. I think Mr. Hamilton's ashamed of his wife's suicide. I say it now without fear. Rachel committed suicide. There's no point in hiding it. Mr. Hamilton spends his hours isolated in his office. It's okay. Or in his room in the basement. He eats very little, just works. Is he at least in mourning? The manor seems so empty to me since Rachel left. I miss her feminine presence terribly. Without her, without Henry, the manor has died. It has lost all life. The wind gust is a tribute to the landscape and to the escape of the land. From the Canadian Shield to the St. Lawrence Valley, a blizzard of voices will rise into a softer, powerful... Thank you. Breeze. The works of Maurice Tremblay and Hector Garneau will come together along with a new generation of curious authors to discover, one verse at a time. It's a bathroom, not much to see here, except, a bathroom with a toilet and bathtub. And there's no, oh, there's the shower head. I was like, there's no shower head. Quebec love. The heck? Attic? Third floor. This has nothing, absolutely nothing in it. Oh wait. Does this mean I'm going in the right direction though? Maybe? Yeah, maybe. Ah! Oh, it's mannequins. Is this William Hamilton? He could no longer run away. Oh, damn. That scared me. That was my drink. Scared me. Should you just sitting there? A terrible headache kept me awake most of the night. To my surprise, I wasn't the only one. The light remained on in Mr. Hamilton's room until the early hours of the morning. I also caught a glow from the top of the tower. Someone had been there for several hours. Is it Charles? What on earth would he be doing there? Mr. Hamilton seems to have changed for some time. The energetic, authoritative man he once was has turned into a preoccupied, nervous, self-effacing man. A servant, a newbie, a big award man named Bernard, ran into him this morning around breakfast time and spilled something on his robe. We expected a most terrible tantrum, but Mr. Hamilton seems to have hardly noticed. He has lost weight and he looks frail. We all see it. It was our national holiday today. Henry came to celebrate with us. He is such a good boy. It was good to see him so happy, dancing like a madman to the reels that Joseph played on his fiddle. He's usually so serious, so melancholy, that I sometimes forget he's a child. The poor boy. He will leave the manor sooner rather than later, but he's still so young, so fragile. I found some pain pills in the cabinet of Mr. Hamilton's private bathroom. This purchase did not go through his house service. He wants to hide them from us. Rachel is an angel. She made me the prettiest outfit for Christmas Eve. What a pity that so much elegance is wasted on the finery of an old maid. This is a far cry from the grand theaters of Chicago. Aw, that's sad though. You're not just a maid. Obviously you meant a lot to her. The good Lord makes the days, and the days are sometimes cruel. Today was cruel to my little Henry. I discovered him late at night in the kitchen, cold and in tears. Tears of rage. He was shaking and told me he was certain his father was having an adulterous affair. He's tortured by the thought of telling his mother. I tried to console him, warmed him a bowl of hot cocoa. A bowl? Sometimes I feel like this mansion's haunted. I hear noises in the south wall of Henry's room. Is it rats? Joseph doesn't think it's necessary to check. After all, I'm just a little old woman. The other two servants and I had to search the grounds in the rain in the middle of the night. She was gone again. We found her on the edge of the cliff, her dress and hair soaked, staring into the void. Hamilton refuses to face the truth. He says she's only sleepwalking. Rachel has always been plagued by bouts of melancholy, but what has been happening lately is different. She seems to be giving in to it. Dear Henry, this young man never ceases to amaze me. He entrusted me with the reading of his first manuscript, a novel written in French. I was amazed. He integrated our language so naturally. Under his pen, it dances with grace. Intelligence, sensitivity. He made me swear to keep it a secret, and I will. But I still want to shout from the rooftops, our Henry will be a brilliant writer. How strange, I found in Charles' room. I was there completely by chance, looking for a brooch belonging to Rachel. I found Polaroid photos of Joseph, the maintenance man. I often catch him spying on him. Whatever is going on between these two, I didn't like it. I don't like it. Another of Emily's diaries mentions Rachel's antidepressants, Hamilton's francophobia, and Henry's, her son's, eviction from the manor. It was all too much to bear for Rachel, and she took her own life. I found a dead man in the attic, likely the butler of the manor. A hole in the floor and twisted wood. More signs of a supernatural force passing through. You better let me take a picture then. Wait, but it... I'm so confused. Why does it let me do it sometimes and then... Like, does it not want... Doesn't want the picture, I guess.
Whatever had forced its way through this wall was beyond the wrath of one man or group. Evil had entered through it. An impossible
You don't want
creature
that view?
had
Okay.
taken over the manor.
Maybe you have to take it before. Office key. In here. And another victim of freezing and terror, possibly one of the servants. Okay. Nice. Tracks lead to Hamilton's bed. Something heavy landed there. I also noticed Terra's claws, and the same invasive ice as on the second floor. Emily says she found the receipt of a transaction from Eastern Europe to Hamilton's personal account. Apparently a very large sum. I didn't know he did business overseas, and why not in HMC's name? I have the key to Hamilton's office. Maybe I can find some answers there. Typewriter seems to be fixed in place on a desk as if it were an integral part of the room. Missing keys are TYIAHCN. Yeah, what they said. Okay.
Hamilton left everything to Henry. From his knowledge of their family history, Faubert had rather expected Hamilton to disown him.
In Maniston,
Despite everything, perhaps the father could never stop loving his son.
well, I mean, good. In Maniston, in the absence of a notary, I, William Jacob Hamilton, made my holographic will. Made God save me from sudden, violent, or infectious death, and may I make my will with the appropriate legal authorities in Duncan Mackenzie's study in Montreal. In the event that this up-to-date will cannot be produced by the rules, this holographic will prevail over the previous version. Welcome back. All of the assets and fortune are bequeathed in accordance with legacy laws to my son Henry Jacob Hamilton and my wife Rachel Esther Hamilton. I bequeath them all of my properties and the entirety of the assets of these properties, of which Mr. Duncan Mackenzie, Esquire, can provide the list at the appropriate time. All of my property, access, and assets in any way related to my company, Hamilton Mining Corporation, go to my son, Henry Jacob Hamilton, making him ex officio the CEO. Let him have the corresponding access. For any additional queries, please refer to Jules Demers. Okay.
Faubert smirked as he spotted his phone number on the list. If only someone else had taken the job before him, he would still be in Montreal, sitting warm and comfortable in his car, taking pictures of some unfaithful spouse.
Oh no. I wish. Some keys are missing. I remember the keys, but I don't know if it'll let us go back to it. Well, I imagine, I just don't know if I can find it, because that's my issue. Rifle. I did. It was the original, though. Wasn't the remake. But pretty similar. Or not remake, remaster. this was the service lift. And first and second floor. I know there was a way. But see, I wish it would have just picked up the keys when I had the chance. Like, I did try, but nothing happened. Basement. Okay. Let's go to the basement. This was the basement. My bad. Should I save it there? What is that? Wait, what do you mean though? Okay, that goes out that. No, I need to go. Oh, I'm not. I guess not. Oh my gosh. Do I have to set these down? Sorry about that. Oh, there it is. Bindings. Okay. Okay, that didn't tell me anything. I just want to get rid of this wood because there's no point in me having it, I guess. Where did we see that? We walked in accidentally on it. I'm so confused. They don't even list the wood being there. But I have it in my hands. Okay, anyways, I'm just gonna end it there for today since we almost hit 2 hours. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you for stopping by, Boris. I appreciate it. I hope the rest of Silent Hill 2 goes well for you. Oh, is it? Does it? I have my mic, like, it's like -12 in, OBS. But, I don't know. But I'm ending the stream, so. Okay, I hope you have a great day and night wherever you are. Just take care. I'll see you next time.